After Brexit, are you still proud to be a Remainer? My name's Mike Cashman. If you find this interesting, please subscribe to the channel. Britannia Waves the Rules. I wrote an answer to this question on Quora, the social medium of asking and answering questions. And over time, that's continued to accumulate a number of upvotes. In other words, other members of Quora saying this is a useful, interesting answer. So I thought I'd give you the gist of it now, given that it continues to attract support. I answered this question in February 2020. After Brexit, are you still proud to be a Remainer? Well, great is truth, it prevails. There are a few related questions to tackle first. Have I accepted the result of the 2019 general election? Yes. I wrote to my Conservative MP in an attempt to get some honesty from the government about the Northern Ireland Protocol. If I hadn't accepted the result, I would have written to the main defeated candidate. Is it correct that we have an 80-seat Conservative majority? Yes. Our electoral system is first past the post. That has meant that 29% of the electorate have been able to elect this majority Conservative government. The UK population did have a chance for one possible change to the system and voted against doing so. Have lies become truth because 29% of the population voted for them? No, clearly not. Some things have become policy and then law, for example, leaving the EU on 31st of January 2020, but lies cannot become truth just because of votes. The votes alone do not mean that we have all the benefits of the single market promised by Boris Johnson and unfettered access to and from Northern Ireland, together with all the divergence that now seems to be the objective of the UK government. Am I proud to stand up for the truth and seek to scrutinise the government's deceit? Arguably irrational action for someone who argued for Remain? Yes, I am. Such scrutiny is important, particularly when there's a high level of deceit. For example, 88% of the sampled Tory Facebook adverts were found to be misleading in the election campaign. I go on to talk about the negative potential aspects of Brexit, that the level of deceit makes business preparation more difficult, that the government confused decision day with implementation day. In other words, looking forward then, if things were going to change on 1st of January 2021, business needs to know how they'll change well before that, for example, a couple of years before, not the week before, and because of the systems needed to support changes. See, for example, my song Bridge Over Doubled Borders on this channel. And I said, of course, we've got to take account of business ingenuity and adaptability, but those factors will severely limit what can be achieved to effectively to allay the adverse impact of Brexit, which of course then did get mixed with the adverse impact of coronavirus. But where there is government deceit and cover-up, as we have to extraordinary extents now, it's reasonable to recognise that outcomes for which predictions are suppressed may be much worse than anticipated. I went on to say, it strikes me that on the Leave side we have deceitful leaders, we have rich backers, we have Brexiters because they're Tories, we have a big silent majority, aggressive intimidators and inarticulate followers. Now that's anecdotal, that's just based on my experience. But I was particularly interested, I wrote, in the silent majority, who may be embarrassed about some or all of the other groups. And most people I know that voted Leave are in this category, saying things like, I think Leave may be the best option, but I don't want to discuss it. Some of these people actually voted Remain in 2016, but feel that they ought to follow the 52% vote. Now, when people complain online that Brexit supporters are arguing irrationally for Brexit and can't be convinced, I suspect they may be interacting with the online aggressive intimidators, not the silent majority, who perhaps by then are fed up with this and aren't online so much. But do that silent majority need to be challenged? In their silence, they're leaving people speaking for Brexit that they might not actually want to represent them. So, as I say, that's all anecdotal, maybe over-influenced by the people that I've encountered. And I recognise that, Quora, which I do recommend as a social medium, it's got some articulate and honest supporters of the government's approach to dealing with the EU, but I don't encounter very many of those people. I finished by saying, great is truth, it prevails. In effect, this predicts that deceit will not prevail. We will see. So that was my post. I do continue to make these videos, as a few people have observed. I was buoyed by just seeing a point from Brendan Donnelly, ex-MEP, who said that the Brexit supporters are trying to argue that we should be quiet about the possibility of rejoining the EU. And he said, it's often a good idea to do what your opponents do not want you to do. In other words, to keep talking about the benefits of the EU, about the possibility of the UK at some point rejoining. If this has been interesting, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget the satirical books and music. Thank you.